Hey there, I'm Wes. Welcome to vlog 27 on Poker for Pound Pups. I'm an amateur poker player and I took a big swing recently going to the Lodge for my first ever live stream playing 5-10 with a $10 big blind. 5-10 with a $10 big blind ante and a $25 straddle, sometimes even a $50 straddle. All right, vlog 27. Poker for Pound Pups from the Lodge coming at you. We are in Austin, ready for the Lodge live stream. Let's see how we do.
From Lodge Mahal in beautiful Austin, Texas. Let's go!
First decent hand I see is when I'm sitting under the gun. The big blind opens Queen Jack of Hearts to 300 and I make the call with pocket sevens. Tito ends up joining as well with 10 deuce offsuit, the fighting Doyle Brunson. And we go three ways to a flop of King 6-5 with two spades. Rucky Prayer puts out a C bet of 225, and for such a small price, I'm going to go ahead and make the call with second pair. Tito gets out of the way and we are going heads up. Turn is another 5, which is going to favor me rather than him, and when he slows down and checks, I'm feeling really good.
Oh, that was not good.
All in from Wes with the sevens.
Rucky Prayer doesn't take too long, makes the fold, and we've scooped our first pot on a live stream and our first pot in the state of Texas. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, well,
Here's the knit game. You know how it works. Everybody gets a knit button, win a hand, show the winning hand, release the knit button back to the dealer. Last person to have the knit button in front of them
so
will pay the knit tax.
$450 if you lose.
Looks like they're going to include the dealer and the game host in the knit tax today, but not the commentator.
So there's a $450 penalty if you're not willing to go ahead and be aggressive and win a pot. I open King 9 of Hearts from the hijack, raising to 100 and get called by the button with King Queen offsuit and the straddle with Jack 8 off. Flop comes Ace 6-4 with two clubs. I'm going to have the most aces on this board, so I'm going to go ahead and C bet. I put out a half pot size bet of 150, figuring I'll take it down if people don't have an ace or a really strong hand. And that gets it done. King 9 suited comes through on the ace high board, and we are safe on the first knit game.
Wes gets rid of the knit button. 4 knit buttons remain.
4-4 is looking pretty good on a 7-3-7 flop. It checks around. We get another low card on the turn. I bet and take it down. No major action 40 minutes into the stream, but that's about to change on the next hand. I look down at Queen Jack of Hearts, first to act after the $25 straddle. I bump it up to $100 and get action from high on the big blind who makes the call. We're going heads up to a flop of 10-9-7 rainbow. We've got an open-ended straight draw, backdoor flush draw, and two overcards. So when high checks, I decide this is a pot that we want to start building.
An open-ender for Wes.
500 hours.
Bottom pair, ace kicker for high.
Equity's 50-50 here.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Turn is the 7 of Hearts, now giving me the flush draw, so I'm feeling pretty good, but I don't really want to get check raised, so after high checks, I decide to check it back.
Another 7.
You know my big blind rate? Jeez.
For high.
I'm talking about how much the Lodge.
Oh no.
His big blind.
They give me free. They give me free hourly. I get my
Straight comes in.
free hourly. Red carpet when I walk in. I
Does
demand.
I ever think about raising? He's never folding. He's just going to snap this off, I suspect.
I need 6 green M&Ms every time I sit at a table.
Nice. They give me 1%.
Slight overbet here, but High's going to pay it off.
Merchant day.
I was gonna say the hoodies that are already 50% overpriced.
Some bad luck for High the past 24 hours or so.
Little did I know that my opponent had trips. In hindsight, betting small probably gets check raised by high. My biggest hopes for the stream were getting off to a decent start and controlling my emotions if things happen to turn sour on me. So I'm pretty happy as we scoop over $1,000 pot and we're up to start the day.
Cartoon face and Slick's cartoon face. Those were the very first ones. I've still got one of those. Does it feel weird to be betting over $300?
It does.
Yeah.
We've got the $25 straddle on, the $50 double straddle on, and I look down at pocket nines from the cutoff. I bump it up to $225 and get called by under the gun and by the low jack.
There's a set for Wes and a set for Aton. Watch out here, folks.
Set over set, hand number 30. Lodge Poker Club here in Austin, Texas. Aton thinking he's about to get paid.
Oh, my goodness. This is going to be ugly.
And he's going to charge the spade draws, king X, etc., thinking he's golden. But he's trying to one out.
And high with the flush draw. I mean, everybody's got something.
That's what two spades look like.
All in.
All in! Oh, my God!
We're going to have the biggest pot of the day. Potentially the hand of the stream for the entire evening.
He goes all in, and Aton's going to have to make the call.
And he's surprised.
All right, call.
Here we go.
How many times? I'll run it whatever you want. Too good? No deuces.
Say one time high. One time.
Whatever you want.
Whatever.
We're going twice.
What a hand, folks.
I just had a feeling. That was an action.
Set over set, flush draw.
Yeah, this is going to be a good call.
Wes in pretty good shape here.
All in for the biggest pot of my life with middle set. I ask if we can run it twice and both players oblige. I should be able to scoop at least one of these two pots, and I've got 66% equity. Hopefully we can scoop them both, and let's see how it runs out.
10.
10? Oh, 10 loot, 10 loot. Only spade.
It's no good.
Only spade.
It's not good. Only
We
spade.
roll.
Oh, my God! Quad deuces! Aton comes from nowhere and wins the first one. I can guarantee you he's not going to win the second one. But he will win the first one.
Quad deuces. It's black, not a spade. High. Needs the spade.
Deuce. Spades.
Deuce out.
Spade.
Oh, all right. Damn.
And we're going to chop it up between the two sets.
So they're going to chop the main, but Aton's going to end up winning big because he's going to win the side pot.
Quads and the set of nines. Aton with a miracle deuce of clubs on the first run out.
Not gonna lie, did not anticipate losing to a rivered quads on the biggest pot of my life on the first run out, but happy to hold up against the flush draw on the second run out. We chop up high's money. I guess all told, we will take the win. What a wild hand 1 hour in, and pretty happy with the first hour of play, despite just barely missing out on nearly an $11,000 side pot.
Able to hold.
Have a better flush draw. That would have been the
VPIPs.
scenario.
Aton getting rewarded with a 17% VPIP. 17% VPIPs don't usually hit quad deuces.
Unbelievable. He was 5% equity. Wes is going to fire out 350.
The second nit game is on, so I'm going to be pretty aggressive with my ace-6 of clubs on the button. I raise and end up getting 3-bet by Tito on the low jack to 1100. Sitting here with a suited ace in position with the nit game on against one of the more action players at the table, I go ahead and stick in the call, hoping to see either an ace or some puppy toes on this flop. We don't get the former, but the latter comes through as we get a flop of queen 10 deuce with 2 clubs. Tito puts out a C-bet of 800, so I decide it's time to go ahead, protect my equity, hopefully get him to fold, and I jam all in for $4,400 effective.
I thought about it and I was like, well, if I didn't raise 3, I don't know if I should raise here.
Come on.
All in and a quick call on hand number 37.
Come on, ace.
Ace. 6. Oh. Lots out. That's a fair fight.
All the chips are in for 11,000. Wes
Yeah, 2 times. First one
for the net.
looking for the club or an ace, running Broadway cards. Another queen doesn't help.
First one is for the nit button. Oh, my goodness.
Boat. boat for Tito, so the club comes, but it's for no assistance. West needs another one if he wants half of this pot. The ace will do. And we're going to chop it up.
Chop that one
The
up.
hard way.
But Tito does get rid of his nit button.
Jack was coming. Yeah, straddle. The kings, yeah. Nice hand. Thanks, man.
We don't have to wait too long for the next big hand as we look down at pocket aces from the hijack.
Aces for Wes. Third time today we've seen aces in 39 hands. And once again, it's High who thinks he's in good shape, but he's really in rough shape.
And High decides to lead out on this flop and makes it 450 to go. I've watched High play quite a bit, and I don't think he's just going to go ahead and lead out if he has something so strong as two pair or a set. I think he'd prefer to check raise those hands. So when he leads out for 450, I think I'm probably in good shape up against either a draw or maybe top pair. So when he bets 450, I come over the top and make it 1200 to go.
The dog man from Washington does a little shimmy in his seat before firing out the raise. Queen 4 quickly into the muck. High still with his nit button, probably going to get stacked.
Tito gets out of the way and High puts in the call. That means the pot's up to over $3,000 and High only has about $1,200 or $1,300 left. I'm just going to go ahead and jam any turn card other than a 10.
My apologies, High. Maybe we will not get stacked. Now as top two, a snap jam and a snap call. Cards on their backs.
Aces cracked, maybe?
No, how about a 3?
Calling for the crab.
Yeah.
We've been running it twice all day, so gonna run it twice once more. First board for High.
Yeah.
Second board for High. Scoop, scoop for 5.5.
Aces cracked in the studio under the lights.
I'm pretty frustrated inside, but I try and keep it classy. I give High a fist bump and he doubles up. We chip down over $2,600, and just like that, our great start comes to a crumbling halt. I raise pocket sixes to $100, and the cutoff Crypto Max bumps it up to 300. I, of course, want to see a flop. I make the call, and we get an unfortunate flop of Ace Queen 3 with 2 clubs. Crypto Max has been raising a pretty wide range of hands, so even though this board is going to favor him, he could also have some king high hands, maybe some suitor connectors, and I feel good when he checks it back. Turn comes in the 10 of clubs, now giving me a flush draw. I check once again, and now Crypto Max fires out for 300. I go ahead and make the call. The river comes in the 5 of spades. Crypto Max decides it's best to just go ahead and check it back. He's got A7 offsuit and ends up winning this hand. I chip down $600, not really the best played hand for me for the day. I got a bunch of low pocket pairs, 6s and below, and just could not hit a single set. This was one of those hands. We chipped down $600, but lived to see another day. We're pretty card dead for a while, and I've added on at this point. I raise Queen 10 of hearts to 350 from the hijack. Only the double straddle makes the call, so we go heads up to a flop of 7-3 deuce with 2 clubs. Rucky Prayer makes the check, and I check it back as this board's not going to be good for my range. Turn brings in the 4 of hearts. Rucky Prayer now bets 500, and I just got the feeling like he was bluffing at this. He's been more on the aggressive side, so I decide I'm going to go ahead and come over the top, representing an overpair, and if he happens to put up resistance, then I can just easily get out of the way with my queen high.
Here comes the raise.
I'd say I wasn't expecting that. I fold.
Rucky says, I'm just kidding. Take care, Jan Witt.
That was good. I like it.
Shows him the queen high.
We're just picking on you today.
I know.
This is bullshit.
I show my bluff with queen high, and it turns out I was bluffing with the best hand. This wasn't anything crazy, but it was nice that my read was spot on, and I felt like I showed the table that I could play some poker, raising with queen high and taking it down. Other than the hand that I bluffed with queen 10 suited, I haven't won a hand in over an hour. So when I see ace 8 suited and the nit game is back on again, I look at it like they're pocket 10s. I raise to 225. Eton comes over the top, raising to make it 900.
Wes quickly makes the call. And you're not going anywhere with spades and an over in the nit game
Sometimes
on this board.
Sometimes 2, sometimes 1. Just depends on the week, depends on people's availability. During the series, it's probably going to go down to 1, I would assume. So
That's
this
good.
week's 2 twice.
That's good. 6.
That's 600.
Even good games, too.
Wish that you guys played in here. The only reason I don't play at the lodge is I just don't like sitting out in the public room. I don't know,
Too
man.
famous? Everybody wants Crypto Max's autograph?
No, just uncomfortable. I don't know what to tell you.
Comfortable.
I don't know. I just don't like the main room.
Nice hand.
You were
Nice
good.
hand.
You were good flop. Good flop.
Great fun.
7 heads, 1,000.
Good hand.
It's not fun being card dead, but one of the advantages of being card dead is that you have a pretty strong image when you do decide to bet. I decide to raise red 6s pre-flop from the small blind to 275 and get called by High, who really likes to see a flop. Board comes out ace, queen 7, all spades. Really just awful for my particular hand, but I'm going to have a lot of the aces, a lot of the queens. I'm going to have all the sets on this board, so I decide to c-bet, making it 300 to go. High puts in the call, which I expect he would do with any single pair hands and also any of the hands with a spade in it. The jack comes in on the turn, and even though I don't like it, I don't think I can check back, as I think all of his single pair hands plus all of his hands with a spade in it, seeing me check, will just go ahead and try and take the pot down by betting. So I decide to go polar and play the hand as if I had a really strong ace or as if I had a set that was trying to protect against the flush coming in. So I bet nearly a pot-sized bet and make it $1,200 to go, sitting here with an underpair and red pocket 6s.
12.
Wes is going to fire out at this. Going to bet 1,200, a little pot-sized bet. I don't think High's going anywhere. Makes this call. Let's see what Wes does here on the river. Wes looking for a 6, and it's 6 only.
He happened to have top pair plus the spade draw. The river comes in the 8 of diamonds, and I decide it's time to just go ahead and give up. High puts out a bet of $2,000. I don't love his bet because I think he's only getting called by better hands, and he's just going to go ahead and fold out all the hands that are worse than his, which he's beating if he just checks it back. So kind of a curious play by High, but it ends up working out. We punt away almost $1,800 with red pocket 6s on a high connected board. 6-5 of spades from the low jack. I open to 200 and get 3-bet by Ethan sitting in the hijack. He makes it 600 to go. I put in the call and we go heads up out of position to a flop of 3 deuce deuce rainbow. I check and he continues for 450. This is a board that he's going to miss often, and I definitely have equity if a 4 or maybe a spade comes in. So I'm going to go ahead and stick around for such a low price. I make the call, and I'm just going to let the announcers take the rest from here.
Regain it, right?
Dreams of the 4 of spades.
They should take a huge loss.
And there is the 4 of spades. Are you kidding me?
I managed my risk too well. I could lose it all.
Ace is down in flames.
You could lose it all and be perfectly
Lose like everything exposed. Everything
Okay.
that's
Like, how do you lose it all and be perfectly
lose
fine?
all that's exposed.
Turns the straight with the open-ended straight flush draw
It sucks.
against a man with pocket aces.
You can always argue that when you're young like that.
I'm getting old.
Wes thinking about the best way to proceed here.
All in.
All in. Seems pretty good. Why not? Snap call.
Once or twice. Up to you. Let's do 2.
2 boards.
Let's do 2.
Running it twice.
Straight flush draw?
Yeah.
Shit. Open in.
Good.
Ethan can't believe it. 2 boards. Here we go.
It does.
Yeah.
Hands out.
Oh, 2 deuce. Yeah.
8.
Oh, wow.
How about that one? Deuce is full of aces.
This guy's been getting killed today.
First board for Ethan. Will there be another? Let's chop it up.
Twice is right.
That was pain.
That fucking quad, Sam?
I'm never going to once again.
Again. Again.
There's a red too. You always choose wrong. You should always just stick with one.
Nice hand, nice hand. I think you run better. Yeah, you got a better hand than mine. I like it.
Another hand where we are all in, over 90% equity, and we are felled by another deuce on the river. And just like that, we miss out on scooping a $10,000 pot. Instead, we profit 50 bucks. I actually don't like how I played this hand. If he's got an overpair, he's drawing extremely thin. As you can see, he only had 3 outs. And if he's got a hand like ace king, ace queen, and he's just firing at it, he's going to go ahead and fold when I jam here. So all things considered, I really don't like how I played this hand. In reality, it's a good thing we didn't just smooth call, because if we had, we only see 1 run out, the river comes in the deuce, and we lose to the full house.
You ain't able to flop.
Chat wants to see Tesla. Maybe Tesla resurfaces. Time will tell. 3-betting here, the ace-4 Wes.
Both Tito and High make the call, and we go 3 ways to a flop of 6 queen 6 rainbow. Kind of a neutral flop, as I am going to have some queens in my hand. I'm not going to have too many 6s, but it's also going to be tough for my opponents to connect with this board. So Tito checks, High checks. I make a continuation bet for $600, trying to fold out all those other high card hands. Tito puts in the call, High makes the fold, so we've got a pot of over $3,000, and the turn comes in the 5 of hearts. Tito is an action player, so he definitely could have queens. He definitely could have a 6. He's probably sticking around with a pocket pair. So when the board comes in with a 5 of hearts, I decide it's probably best to check it back. River comes in the 3 of diamonds. Tito puts out a bet of $1,400. He could be bluffing here, but I think he's going to be making this bet with a queen, with a 6, or maybe a pair like 7s, 8s, 9s, or 10s. I don't really think there's much I can do to make a call with ace high, so I decided to just make the fold, and it turns out that Tito bluffed me off of this hand with king 10 of diamonds. He takes down this pot with aggression, kind of rough when you're watching on stream and you can see your opponent's cards. But in the moment, I didn't feel great about ace high on this type of board against an action player. Well done, Tito. You outplayed me and you stole this pot. My last played hand of the day, I've got pocket queens from the hijack. I raise to 175. Crypto Max makes the call. Tito decides to splash around as well, and we go 3 ways to a flop of ace 9-9 rainbow.
Fitting that the night coming to a close with somebody with pocket 3s. They're no good. Queens for Wes. Nobody with an ace or a 9. 2 9s on board.
Really not a fan of this flop, but it is going to favor my range. So when it checks to me, I go ahead and continue for 150. Crypto Max makes the call and Tito gets out of the way. Turn is the jack of diamonds. Crypto Max checks again. I'm going to go ahead and fire one more time. I make it 500.
500.
All right, I give up.
3 folds.
Give up.
8 wins. All right, final stream hand. Final stream hand.
Nice to scoop a small size pot on our way out of the lodge. We end up racking up our chips and cashing out for the day.
Aton wins 17.2. What a run this man's been on.
Graphics said I lost $9.95. I actually lost almost $1,500, which amounts to like one medium-sized pot at that game. We had the lowest VPIP, but honestly, I didn't feel like I was playing nitty. I had a ton of low pocket pairs. I was trying to make plays with pocket sixes. I only got bluffed out of one big pot, and that was with ace high against king high. I didn't lose a single nit game, but honestly, the last 2 hours, I was super card dead. I was one of only 2 new players. Everyone else had been there multiple times before, and I'm happy with how I played. It wasn't perfect, but looking back on it, watching the replay, I'm really happy. What a great experience. Everyone was super kind. I can't say enough about the support staff of the lodge, how welcoming they were. Really glad that I ended up running things twice because I don't think I won a single run out on the first board of the 4 or 5 all-ins that I had. And if it weren't for a few rough river deuces, I ended up with a massive profit in this game. Thank you to everyone who's been supportive along the way. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's content, if you like dogs, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free, and it only ends up helping dogs in the long run. So please do that if you haven't already. This is Wes signing off. Hope you liked today's vlog on Poker for Pound Pups. We'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, subscribe here to catch the latest episodes. Also, hit that like button and share these videos with anyone who might enjoy them. Doing that really helps the channel and its goal to support dog shelters. So thanks for watching Poker for Pound Pups, and have a great day.